When it comes to online business, choosing a niche is really complicated and difficult to figure out, and it's gonna take you forever, so you might as well just give up right now. Well, actually, that is not the case. In this video, I'm gonna show you that it's actually pretty simple. In fact, it is my argument and my contention that your niche is likely right under your nose, meaning that it's there, you just may not be seeing it. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to identify your niche, how to avoid some bad niches, and how to make sure that you hit the ground running with your niche in your online business successfully. Today is the first day of a series that I'm starting called A Total Beginner's Guide. We're gonna do these off and on, and I'm gonna walk through a total beginner's guide to every possible thing you can imagine when it relates to online business. And today is your niche. My name's Lane. Thanks for being here. I like to help people start online businesses that replace their 9-to-5 income without hustle and grind and having to build a large social media following. I have a multiple six-figure online business, and I've done none of that. I've just worked very intentionally on building my business one little brick at a time, and it's worked. And I've helped hundreds of other people do the same, people just like you. And I've looked at just about every possible niche that you can imagine, and I've helped people build businesses around just about every possible niche you can imagine. And I've learned some things about what makes a niche successful, what makes a niche work, what makes you excited about waking up every day and making content about your niche and building courses around your niche, and what makes you just wish you hadn't have chosen that. When it comes to your niche, you have to begin with the end in mind. This is a principle that we've all heard for a long time. You have to think about, what is the vision? Where is all this going to end up? And it's likely going to come down to four things that you're going to do around your niche. You're going to do content, you're going to do coaching, you're going to do courses, and you're going to do community. All of those things are going to revolve around this one topic that you choose. So choosing this topic well is important. Let's start with the first thing, content. You're going to do content around your niche. In my case, my first online business, the content was about how to preach with confidence and clarity. That was the content. Everything I did, from my podcast in the early days, my blog, to my YouTube channel, to the books that I wrote, all of that was about that exact topic, which meant that if I wasn't passionate about it, I really was in kind of a bad place, because it's something that I needed to be passionate about. The second thing you're going to do is your products, coaching, courses, and community. Those are the next three things. And usually it happens in that order. Right away, you can pretty much start coaching people. If you are building content and people are watching it, then you have potential leads for one-on-one coaching. From there, you can do courses where you take some of the knowledge and package it together. And instead of doing one-to-one, you do one-to-many. So going back to Preaching Donkey, my first online business, I started out with the content, and then I started doing coaching where one-on-one I would help evaluate people's sermons. As I got pretty skilled at that, I built a course called Killer Sermons Academy, where I kind of took all of what I had learned from coaching people, and I said, it's time to put this into a course. And then I did another course called Preaching Jumpstart and another course called Strategic Leadership. And so I had a suite of courses. And then from there, I made a community where I took all of the kind of courses and training, and I said, if you want this in an ongoing way in a community with other people, then join the community. And so it came full circle. And I say all that to say, when you're getting into online business and you're choosing a niche, the reason why it's a big decision, it doesn't have to be complicated, but it's a big decision, is because you're going to talk about and build products around this niche for a long time if you're successful. And that's something that you have to understand. The reason why it's important that you pick your niche well is you might succeed. And if you do succeed, you got to like what you're talking about. Otherwise, you're going to build a business around something that you hate. Okay? So start with the end in mind, knowing that it's going to end up being content, coaching, courses, and community. We have to choose wisely. Now, I want to mention, I have an awesome workshop called Turn What You Know into Dough, where I actually show you how to build out that entire structure. Like, how do you take content and get people from watching your content to buying your products? Like, that's a question that used to be in my mind when I first started. And I was like, how does this work? How are people doing this? So the Turn What You Know into Dough workshop answers these questions for you. Go to lanesebring.com/workshop. It'll show you the 4 steps that you need to build your first $1,000 a month in your online business, and you can start right now. That workshop is free. It is on demand. You can watch it right now. Now that we have started with the end in mind and we know where all this is going, I want to give you this major principle that you have to understand. I have to understand. If we're going to start a business, we have to get this. We are not choosing a niche as much as we are embracing an obsession. I got this language from Justin Welsh and I loved it. He said the reason why you have to embrace an obsession is because if you don't like the topic, it's not going to work because misery doesn't scale. Rather than saying, what do I know just enough about to make a business about it? That's the wrong way to go about it. The right way to go about it is, what is the thing that when I have time to daydream, it's what I think about. When I have time to be creative, I think about solutions for it. When people come to me and ask me for advice, I'm like the go-to guy, I'm the go-to girl for this topic. And I'm the go-to guy or go-to girl for that topic because I love it and everybody knows that I love it. That's the way you got to think about it. You got to embrace an obsession. So what are you obsessed with? Who do you like hanging out with? And what do you like talking about? These are some of the questions that can help you to start thinking in that direction. Because it's not just about, do I know enough about this topic? It's about, is this something that I'm so obsessed with that people are going to just not be surprised when I come out and say, hey, I'm talking about such and such now on whatever YouTube channel. Now, I want to give you an example of how this is commonly misunderstood. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were actually talking about Graham Cochrane's book, How to Get Paid for What You Know. And I had an extra copy of it, so I gave it to him and said, here, take this, you can have it. And he said, the problem with this is I have a non-compete with my job. I can't actually talk about what I know because that would be competing with my job. Thinking along the terms of the only thing I know, and I'm not saying this is what this guy was saying, but where his mind went immediately was how to get paid for what you know. Well, what do I know? I know what I do for my job. That's what I know. And if I wanted to start an online business around what I know, I guess it would have to be around the stuff I cover at work, but I can't do that because I have a non-compete, so I'm out. The problem with that is what you know goes so far beyond what you do at work and the proprietary knowledge that they have or the thing that you can't talk about because of a non-compete. It goes well beyond that. For example, this particular guy knows so much about a certain topic. He knows how to advise people on this topic. He knows he's done all the research on this topic. He is the person that I go to when I'm trying to figure out this particular topic, and it has nothing to do with his job. And I think a lot of people, and you might be like this, where when you think, okay, what do I know? Okay, well, I do a job every day. That's what I know. Yes, you likely know the job you do, but there's something that you know at an even deeper level. You're probably obsessed with it at an even deeper level, and it's probably why you're considering an online business. Because if you were happy just doing your job, you wouldn't be watching a video like this. You're searching because you're like, I want to do something different. So think about not what do I know that's connected to my job? What am I good at that's connected to my job? Think instead, what am I obsessed with? What do people come to me and say, okay, you're the person that I talk to about this thing. And because you're the person that I talk to about this thing, I am not surprised if you start making content about this thing. Okay, so embrace an obsession because misery doesn't scale. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to nail down the who, the what, and the how. Who, what, how. Who do you want to help? Because you got to remember, your online business, because it's a business and not a hobby, it has to actually help someone. It has to solve a problem. So who are you going to help? A lot of times when we think about a niche, we're thinking about the topic, right? The what. But it actually starts with the who. Who are we helping? And then what do you want to help them do? And then how do you want to help them do it? So who are you going to help? We're going to start with the who. What do you want to help them do? That's kind of the topic, the what. And then how? What's it going to look like? Is it going to be content, coaching, courses, community, a combination of all four of those things? And if you kind of get all of that put together, you have the makings of your online business. Now, I want to mention, I used a phrase earlier where I said that your niche is right under your nose. And if you go to lanesebring.com/workshop, which is the registration page for Turn What You Know into Dough, you actually will get access to my other workshop, a little masterclass I made called Your Niche is Right Under Your Nose, How to Discover Your Profitable Business Idea, where we will build on what I talked about here, and you'll get practical tools to be able to say, I want to put this all together. I'm going to go to the workshop, learn exactly how this works, and I'm going to get the Your Niche is Right Under Your Nose masterclass, and I'm going to put everything together, and we're going to hit the ground running. This was the first video of the Total Beginner's Guide. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want more like this, go to the workshop, sign up for that, but you can check out this playlist right here where I talk about kind of beginner issues with online business. So I'll see you right there in that video.